Hi Internet, it's me, the Naked Meeple. I'm on video. What's going on? Well, I've got an important thing that I needed to talk to you about today. The Little Prince, Rising to the Stars. This is a 2015 Ludonaute game from designers Antoine, Bauza, and Bruno Cathala. It's their second Little Prince game. This one, a little bit different than the first one. This is more of a race game. It's based on the 2015 Little Prince movie that recently came out. So let's dive in. We'll take a look at how it plays, and then I'll come back and let you know my thoughts. Okay, we're all set up here to play the Little Prince Rising to the Stars. I've got the board all built. This is a modular board, so it's all in pieces here, you'll see. And you can use either side for some variation in setup. I've got it kind of curving all the way here to the end point, which is this giant star. So this is where we're trying to get. First player to get there will get the first point on the star. That's worth 6 victory points at the end of the game. The second player will get 4 victory points, and so on and so forth. But we start way down here at Grandpa's house in this little stack. So starting player will be red, and they'll move up this path of clouds by playing a card from their hand. You'll start with 8 cards in your hand of differing values, and you'll play one, and that'll allow you to move that number of clouds. So red wants to move up to 4 clouds. It doesn't have to move the full value. You can move 1, 2, 3 if he wants to stop here and get the benefit of that cloud. This particular cloud is a little spyglass, so this will allow you to pick one of these spyglass tokens. These spyglasses will give you benefits sometimes, like this, which gives you +2 stars at the end of the game. That's a good one. Some of them will, this one will make you lose 2 stars at the end of the game, so that's a bad one. And then there's some that will let you steal stars from other players. So this one will let you steal 1 star from another player. Some cloud spaces have little stars on them, and they'll let you just pick up 1 star, and you'll put that in your player area, and that's good for 1 point at the end of the game. Some clouds have little doves, white doves on them. Now, your starting hand of 8 cards has a lot of movement points in it, but that's not enough movement points in your starting hand to make it all the way to the end. You're going to need some help. These dove clouds will let you take the top card off this dove deck next to Grandpa's house. And these cards have some big movement values, and sometimes they have special things like, let's see, like this one, which will allow you to move 1 space ahead of the person who's in the lead. That's a pretty cool card. Or this one, which will allow you to move either 3 spaces or move to the next unoccupied space with a dove sign on it. So if I had played this card from back here, I'd go all the way up here if I was the white player. And then, of course, you get the benefit of that space. Sometimes you'll play a card and then you'll cross one of these connector pieces. So a 4 would let me go 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, and I've crossed this yellow cloud. That lets you now pick one of these story tiles. So there's 4 here that are face up, and you can see exactly what you're getting. And then there's a couple that are face down, so you don't know what you're getting with those. They are kind of a gamble. Mostly these are worth victory point values, so 3 points and 4 points. But 2 of them are worth 1 point each. So this fox tile is worth 1 point, and this aviator tile is worth 1 point. But if you put them together, these together are worth 6 plus those 2 points, so 8 points in total. If you can match, if you can get that match, then you get 8 bonus points at the end of the game. Occasionally, a player will play a card, like white has played this 2, that'll allow them to jump on top of another player's plane. Unfortunately, only the first player on a cloud gets the benefit of that cloud space. So only red here gets the benefit of that spyglass. White player won't get a spyglass token by landing there. They will, however, get to do a special card swap. So what they do is they randomly take a card from the white player's deck. So they drew 4 from the white player's deck. And then red player, they'll look at their hand of cards and determine what they want to give back. You can give back the card that you drew from the other player, or you can give back anything else. So I'm going to keep that 4 and give back this 1. There you go. It's kind of like a consolation prize for not getting the main prize of the cloud. The end of the game occurs when everybody is out of cards. So if this is the last card to be played by a white player, they get to move 1 space onto this star. They'll collect 1 more star for their effort. They didn't quite make it all the way to the end of the track though, so they're not going to be able to collect a star tip. Red player, however, they did make it all the way to the end, so they collected this big 6-star bonus. They also got these tiles, which are 8 points. Remember again that these 2, when collected together, give you that 6 bonus points. They have a spyglass token, which gives them plus 2 stars. They'll add up all the stars that they've collected from clouds along the way, and whoever has the most stars becomes the little prince and the winner. There you have it, the Little Prince rising to the stars. As I had said before, this is the second Little Prince game from designers Antoine, Bauza, and Bruno Cathala. The first was Little Prince Make Me a Planet from 2013. This is more of a tile-laying set collecting game. Players are trying to build a 9-tile planet for their Little Prince and hoping to get certain resources on it. It's more of an abstract game. Because of that, I think this one is likely a little more palatable to gamers or to adults than this game will be. Even though this one has a little bit more going on, I feel like it's aimed a little bit more at kids. But having said that, there's a lot of good decision making happening here, especially around movement, when to play big movement cards that might allow you to jump out ahead of all the other players and grab those stars or grab those spyglasses before they can, or when to play a smaller numbered movement card that allows you to hang back so that you can try maybe for back-to-back turns. The main mechanism here, that cloud road, is almost taken directly from Tokaido, another Antoine Bauza game. I wasn't crazy about Tokaido, but I like that mechanism here a lot. It feels like it works a lot better here, probably because it's sort of a squished down, smaller version of that. So that's really nice. Component-wise, it's gorgeous. Artwork is really good. The components, like the cardboard, is very thick. Nice big wooden pieces of the airplanes. You know, the cards are linen finished. And that's the sort of stuff that you want to see when you're playing the game with kids. My copy had a bit of a misprint problem with some washed out tiles and some miscuts on pieces. But I talked to some other owners of the game. Nobody else seems to have that problem. So I think it was probably limited to a small number of boxes. It's a fantastic game, rated for 6 and up, and I'd probably agree with that. So if you have kids, or if you know kids, this is a superb game for them. Once they get a little bit older, then it might feel a bit young. At that point, you might want to make a planet, or you might want to look at something even heavier. But we'll talk about that next time. Thanks very much to Board Game Bliss for providing me with this review copy. BoardGameBliss.com is a Canadian online shop that brings in a lot of import games, a lot of hard to find stuff. They ship all over the place, so definitely go and check them out. Let them know NakedMeeple sent you. And that's it for now. The Little Prince rising to the stars. Awesome.